Hey yo, what's up? Before we start with the T20 video, we're going to start with a little bit of important news. If you want to skip the news and go straight to the T20 video, just click on the timestamps below or the video scrub and you can go straight to the T20 video. But anyway, today's news is the well-deserved award service in 2020 get a chance to earn these one of these tanks or all three of these tanks, and all kinds of prizes, including training books and camouflage and stuff. So read more about it in your award portal. The reward tank, of course, is the Super Chaffee here. Last year we got the Super Hellcat, and then the year before that we got the T150. So that is your rewards, and this is what the Super Chaffee is. Some of the parameters have been changed and announced. Looks like it's been slightly nerfed, but I don't want to go in too much detail, but let's have a little look at it here. It looks like a Chaffee, tier 6 Chaffee, but this is going to be I think this is a tier 7 Chaffee, if I'm not mistaken. Just let me check. Just let me look at this again. What does it say? It is a tier 6, sorry. So we're gonna have tier 6, two tiers. Well, we have this is the T37, right? T37 and this Super Chaffee that look almost identical. And also you get this badge, commemorative sticker, and you get this camouflage with this badge here that shows how many years you've been in service. And this is what the camo looks like. It's kind of a novelty camo. I think it looks cool. I like the design. It's gonna be definitely gonna stand out in game. You're definitely going to look different. People are going to notice you. So this is I like this camo actually, even though it looks a bit weird. So that's your camo. And the next bit of news is the K91-2. We will go into more detail about this tank later on, but it's been nerfed. And a good reason why it's been nerfed is because it used to be a tier 9 reward tank. It's been dropped down to a tier 8 premium tank. Now I don't know if this is going to be some kind of reward tank, loot box tank. There is no indication. We don't have any clue how this tank is going to be presented in the game. Reward tank, premium tank, we don't know yet, but this is the K91-2. And we'll go into much detail in the next video or the next video. And this is also in the super test, the Charlemagne, or if you're American, this is the Charlie Magny premium tier 8 heavy tank from the British line. Don't know if it's interesting, but it looks okay so far. We will go into more detail about this at a later date, of course, because as you can see, this tank has not even been fully textured yet. It's only been like rendered roughly. There is no actual textures on the tank yet, so I don't think it's fully developed yet. So we'll talk about this a little bit later. Let's go straight to the T20 video. So this is my first game in the T20 in Equipment 2.0. Today I have for you two video replays with two different equipment. Now of course I've had experience with this tank in the past. In fact, I made a video about this tank playing it with a 50% crew and playing it with a 9 skill crew. I will leave a link in the top right for you to click on and watch later if you like. But anyway, this is my first game with Equipment 2.0. The first time I'm playing it since they introduced Equipment 2.0, and I'm actually playing it with the stock standard equipment that everybody uses in their T20, which is vertical stabilizer, rammer, and if you like scouting like me, you will run optics. Now we are in Pilsen. I'm going into the factories to get the early shot if there's anyone crossing here, so I'm pre-aimed right here. Now on your left is the stock stats of the T20, on your right is the upgraded stats with the vertical stabilizers, optics, and a rammer in this tank. Now you can see the power to weight ratio significantly decreased for some reason. I don't know why that happens. Maybe because when you load equipment on the tank, the power to weight ratio lowers down to 18.02. But the hull traverse with all the crew skills that I have is 43.82 hull traverse, which means this is a very nimble tank, and I'm using its agility right now to get away from the city and go into the right flank, because you can see I only faced a tiger there, which was very easy for me to kill if I wanted to. But what I'm trying to do here is flank onto my east side and try to help out the other T20 on my team, because it looked like the east side was going to collapse. So I'm using my mobility and my speed to rush to the eastern side to help my teammates, which looks like they're all one-shotters and they look like they're gonna die. The only guy that has a little bit of HP is that T20. I do not want the east side to collapse, and this is the advantage you have when you are playing a mobile medium tank in tier 7. You have 56 kilometers an hour forward speed. Use that forward speed, power to weight ratio, the agility of this tank to go forward, change flanks and help your team. Now with rammers, with vertical stabilizers, with BIA crew, I get my aim time down to 2.06, and the dispersion improved slightly from the stock is 0.36. I have the dispersion down to 0.34 dispersion with this current setup of optics, vertical stabilizer and rammer. Also, you can see the moving dispersions is slightly better than the stock moving dispersions. 0.14 is pretty good. The turret rotation dispersion 0.08 is pretty good as well. And of course, with that optics, I am getting 485 meters of view range, which is why it was easy for me to spot anyone, even if they're hiding in the bush. Now we are leading by 5-3. I am charging forward, but we run into a KV-85, so I don't want to throw away my HP here if I don't need to, so I'm just backing off to be a little bit safe. Finish him off, try and shoot that guy between bushes and see if we can finish him off before we charge forward. So we have a comfortable lead, 6-3. I will just push on forward. I need to move quickly if I want to get any kind of damage in this game, because you can see we are leading by 3 tanks, and if I don't hurry up, I might not even get any kind of damage output. So far I've only done 981 damage. It is not great. You are expected to do about 2000 damage if you want to do well in this tank anyway. With rammers, again, I think rammer is kind of the default equipment that you do need in any kind of tank that is reloading 5 seconds and above. This tank of course reloads 9.01 seconds. With BIA, with rammer, with food, I can get the reload down to 7.59 seconds, which is pretty nifty. And it is still not a very fast reloading tank, but 7.59 is just about on the threshold of bearable. So this is what I recommend. You never ever stray away from the gun rammer. Gun rammer is definitely a must. Vertical stabilizer and optics, you are going to see is kind of optional, because in my next game I am not going to be using vertical stabilizer and optics. Here we go. This is about the end of the game, 11-3, and you're going to see me try and rush forward and get as much damage as possible before the game is over. And here you can see it takes a long time to aim, 2.06 seconds, even with vertical stabilizers. Now, as you know, vertical stabilizers reduce your dispersion by 20% on the move, but when you're stationary and fully aimed, vertical stabilizers isn't going to help you very much. In fact, it's not going to help you at all. If you are fully aimed, you are at the mercy of 25% RNG, so there's no way around it. Which leads me to my second game. In the second game, I completely switch out the equipment. This is my actual second game as well. After playing that first game, I thought it was good enough to make a video out of it, because I just want to show you what the real world T20 looks like with this equipment. 10 shots fired, I hit all 10 shots and pen only 9 with that loadout. And this is the second loadout that I'm using. This is with the improved rotation mechanics, improved aim, and rammer. Now my power to weight ratio, you can see significantly, well, not significantly, 18.10 dropped down to 17.9. It is still very good power to weight ratio. Hull traverse is significantly increased, 48.21 degrees. Because of the improved rotation mechanics, I can wiggle a little bit more. I have more agility. Reload time remains the same. My aim time from 2.01, I think it is now increased to 2.06. The dispersion has definitely improved. It was 0.34 with the previous loadout. Now it is dropped to 0.32. Now with 0.32 dispersion, your aim is definitely improved. From a 0.36 to 0.32, there is significant difference, and this will be reflected in the gameplay, and you're going to see this now. I missed the chance to snapshot on that VKP. He got away. He crossed for free. I did do a little bit of damage on the SCRV 42. I tried to bait a shot there, but he tracked me. I didn't manage to escape the tracking and shoot him back once, but that's okay. I'm trying to bait my shots again. That T20 using a small gun somehow penetrates me with standard AP shells. Kind of pissed off with that. He's gonna pen me again later on in the game anyway, and it's kind of irritating me. Even with that stock gun and standard AP shells, he managed to chip at me for 150 damage each time. Of course, when you are in a Top Gun T20, you are expected to do about 240 damage. This Churchill trying to cross for free, but he's not going to cross. I'm going to take a hit at him, and got the assisted damage there from the RT, who had a direct hit on that Churchill, which means he becomes a one-shotter. There you go, that T20 again with the stock gun doing another 118 damage on me. He did 115 earlier on, 116, and now 118. Both shots pen me with the AP shells. Even though I am angling my armor, my lower plate and my upper plate, I'm trying to angle it so that if he hits me there, it will have a high probability of bounce. But maybe the small gun has higher penetration, I'm not sure. But that kind of like pisses me off because I lost 240 damage there when I'm expecting to bounce those kind of shots. So that was a little bit annoying. I'm trying to play a slow game here. Even though we're down 2 tanks, I don't want to push my luck too far here. We do have the KV3 doing a really good job getting into the ditch and being the guy in front. KV3 is very heavily armored. He's doing a good job, and it will reflect in his results as well, because he is doing a great job holding up the enemy using his armor, being a heavy tank. Again, I took another 121 damage from that T20. Really annoying. Took 3 shots that I hoped to bounce at least 50% of the time, and it didn't bounce. Pretty annoyed with that. Because of that, I lost a lot of HP, but managed to get a nice shot there, even though he was showing me very little bit of his turret, that T-34-100. This is what the improved aiming and the improved rotation mechanics do for you. It helps you aim those snapshots a little bit better. Of course, improved aiming gives you a 5% decrease in your gun dispersion. It makes your gun dispersion real small. So would I recommend it in equipment 2.0? Yes, I would, but I'm not going to say it is definitively better. I don't have the stats. I don't have. I can't definitively. I can't quantify how good it is on paper because there are no stats available for us to study. Right now, I'm just going by feel and telling you. I am liking this setup with the IRM, improved aim, and rammer. Of course, you can see my view range circle there significantly reduced. I don't even have the maximum view range in this tank at the moment. I think with this setup I only have 440 meters of view range, which is 5 meters short of the maximum view range 445. But we are down by 4 tanks right now, but the HP we are down about 1800. We look like we still can catch up, which is exactly what I'm trying to do, trying not to lose any of my HP, try to finish off these guys. But the RT is really annoying and tracking me. I'm trying to snipe the IS's Coppola to finish him off because he is a one-shotter, so I'm just going to wait for him here and see if I can get that Coppola. I do get him, and that is in part because of the IRM and the improved aim help me hit those shots a lot better, because with the 0.32 dispersion this gun becomes a lot more accurate. It is a lot better than a 0.34 and a 0.36 dispersion, I can tell you that for sure, because those kind of Coppola shots at medium range are really 50-50 in the old configuration of vertical stabilizers, rammers and optics. Now here we have a situation where we are 2 tanks down. I can pull this back if I can keep this guy alive. He doesn't stay alive. The tank destroyer turns away and gives me a sight, so I'm just going to shoot him. Now I'm going to try and turn around and face these 2 guys that are coming around. Our M44 has rushed forward and he has shotgun that Type 64. What a clutch play. Kudos to the M44 here for shotgunning that T64. And then our KV3 totally bossed and killed off that guy. Now we are a 2v3. All 3 on the enemy team are artilleries. And this guy added me to his platoon, so I just humbly accepted it. We can rig a brothers in arms, but basically this is the end of the game. We can just easily kill off these 3 artillery guys as long as we can find them. I'm just going forward and see if I can spot one Sky Pig running away. I couldn't finish him off there with 1 shot. I try to wait for my reload and pre-aim. Now, even though you have improved aim and you have the improved rotation mechanics, you still have to spend some time aiming, especially if you're shooting from distances like that, 400 meters away. You really want to aim. You don't want to shoot on the move, because this tank isn't about shooting on the move, especially at those kind of distances. I spot the AMX F3, so I'm just going to land 1 shot on him if I can. But amazingly, that guy got armor. I actually bounced that guy. What the hell? So the KB3 finishes him off. And now, while I'm still spotted, I'm going to pretend I'm going back up the hill before I get unspotted, and then I go back down the hill again to look for the other 2 artillery pieces, which are the M44s. And we are just about to finish this game. I spot this guy up here waiting for me. He doesn't have the gun depression, obviously. He's an artillery, and this is the end of the game because we don't end up finding the M44. I spent another 2-3 minutes trying to look for this guy, and I encouraged that KV3 to cap the enemy base, and he did cap the enemy base. So we ended up capping it and winning in the cap. We couldn't find the last M44. Might as well cap it before the time ran out, and it ended up as a draw. But anyway, got a couple of stickers. Let's get rid of it quickly. This was an ace tanker game in my first attempt with the improved rotation mechanics, improved aim, and rammer configuration. I hope you took some information out of this, made your own decision about what kind of equipment you want. This tank is of course on track to the pattern line. That's why I decided to feature this tank. The next tank I'll probably do the M46 pattern for you guys, or the Pershing. So hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.